YouTube. What's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another NFL video. And in today's video, I'm coming on here with my super wildcard weekend preview and predictions. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when new content is posted to the channel. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. So it is crazy how fast this season has went, and it sucks because my team is no longer playing this year. It flew by, and that's how it is every single year. You know what I'm saying? And it's very unfortunate because I miss football. I love it. You know what I'm saying? And I hope this playoffs, goes by so slow, man, because I don't want to be without football. I'm not ready to let go, right? So with that being said, we're going to go over the wild card weekend preview matchups, and then we're going to do predictions. It's going to be a really, really good weekend of football, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So let's go ahead and take a look. As you can see, we have the games pulled up here. I'm super excited about this, man, because there are a ton of games that actually intrigued to see this weekend. So let's go ahead and do it like this. So alrighty. So as we know, Kansas City and Philly have the two first round byes, so they will not be playing this week. So let's start with the AFC side of things. You got the 7th seed Miami Dolphins taking on the 2 seed Buffalo Bills. And Miami Dolphins, let's just be real. Let's keep it a buck with you. They shouldn't be here. I was really, really sad. Not sad, but I was really, really as an NFL fan, I was kind of bummed out that the Steelers didn't get a chance to play the Bills. Because I don't think the Steelers would have beat the Bills, but it would have been a much more competitive contest. And I really wanted to see Kenny Pickett, make his playoff debut as a rookie. Mike Tomlin is one of the best head coaches I've ever seen. He will refuse to finish under 500, and they should be here. But the Jets couldn't fight off Skylar Thompson and whatnot. And as we know with Miami, they are on their third string quarterback, as I mentioned, Skylar Thompson, as Tua is still not, clear concussion protocol as he should. He should not be playing no more this year. And obviously Teddy Bridgewater, he is not going to be able to play. So they're going with their third string, Scott Thompson. As we know with the Buffalo Bills and DeMar Hamlin and their situation, they already was going to dog them regardless of the fact. But you adding on the unfortunate injury that happened to DeMar Hamlin, that's another fuel to the fire. So this thing is going to get ugly in my opinion. I think it's probably 38-14 if Miami gets 14 points. I got Buffalo just steamrolling them in the first game. I want to say that may be the first game on Saturday. Then you got, or not the first game on Saturday, but the first game as I'm looking on the screen on the AFC side. So then, as the next game you got the Buffalo or the Baltimore Ravens 6 seed facing the 3 seed Cincinnati Bengals. Another game as to where I'm looking at this and I'm like, it's gonna be a blowout. I don't think Baltimore stands a chance with no Lamar Jackson. Very unfortunate because I think if they had Lamar Jackson, they may have obviously stood a better chance, obviously with Lamar, but I think they would have had a chance to win because remember earlier in the season they beat the Cincinnati Bengals team, but with no Lamar Jackson, with no weapons on that team for real, but they don't stand a chance. Okay, I think Cincinnati is going to steamroll them in the second half. I think it's going to start out as a slow, division game. Obviously, Baltimore isn't going to lay down because obviously it's a division game, so I think it's going to probably start off neck and neck, and then I think from the late stages of the second quarter all the way into the end of the game, Cincinnati's going to take off, and they're going to probably beat them. I'm going to say 28-10. So then the next matchup for the AFC side of things, you have the 5th seed Los Angeles Chargers traveling to Jacksonville to take on the 4th seed Jacksonville Jaguars. What a story for Jacksonville, man. In my opinion, this is probably the second most game that I'm excited to see. I think it may be first. I think this is the most exciting game that I'm ready to watch this weekend because two young quarterbacks dueling out. This is probably, in my opinion, the most this is the hardest game to pick this weekend because they're I wouldn't say they're evenly matched, but they both got good young quarterbacks, both making their playoff debuts, right? It's hard to believe that Justin Herbert is making his playoff debut, right? But he is. And we know Jacksonville got a good offense. Obviously, we know the Chargers got a good passing offense. So I guess they're evenly matched. I would give the defensive edge slightly to Jacksonville because they're turning it on right now. It's tough, man. I am going to go with the Chargers, though. I feel like the Chargers are just going to do just enough to beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville. I would not be surprised at all if Jacksonville, actually pulled this one out. But I feel like Justin Herbert's going to be on a whole nother level now. I don't know if they're going to be with Mike Thomas or not, or Mike Williams rather. I think he is going to be good to go, but he is dealing with the back. So I think the Chargers are going to do just enough just to get by Jacksonville, but Jacksonville do not be sad or anything. You guys are on a rise. Doug Peterson have this team rolling, man. And I honestly, not at all, not surprised if Jacksonville actually knocks off LA. But right now, I'm going to go with the Chargers. Now we flip sides and go to the NFC side of things here. First matchup that you have, this is actually the first game of the whole entire wild card slate. You got the 7th seed Seattle Seahawks traveling to San Francisco to face the 2 seed 49ers. This is a game where it depends what Geno Smith does. Honestly speaking, if Geno Smith can show up, not turn over the ball, play majority of how he played this year, not turning over the ball, making the throws when they had to be there. And if they can do that, they can stand a chance. Pete Carroll's going to have his troops ready to rock and roll for sure. But I don't think it's going to be enough. I don't at all. The 49ers, in my opinion, are the best team in the NFC playoff picture right now. They're hot. I think they're around an 11-game win streak. They're going to beat you up. They're going to play physical. That offense is just so good. Doesn't matter what quarterback you have back there. Brock Purdy's been amazing. Making the throws when he has to, not turning the ball over. Christian McCaffrey, I want to say, has 11 or 10 touchdowns since arriving there in San Francisco. They obviously got Deebo Samuel back healthy. That team is so good, man, on both sides of the ball. DeMeco Ryans, obviously, a head coaching candidate. Would not be surprised if he gets one. Actually, I'm going to be surprised if he doesn't get a head coaching job this offseason. That team is ready to win. Okay, and I got them beating the Seahawks, another family business, division rival game. That I think is going to start off competitive, but then I think 49ers is going to pull away and run away high. Next game you got the 6 seed New York Giants versus the 3 seed Minnesota Vikings. This is the game where I actually believe the wild card team is going to win. Okay, I think that the New York Giants are going to knock off the Minnesota Vikings. Okay, because like I said, the Minnesota Vikings, they have been winning games close all year long, and every loss that they've had for the most part has all been blowouts. Okay, all right. So yeah, they when it's a close game or when they have to come back, they know what to do. But it's playoff time, man. You're playing the Giants for the second time this year. I believe they beat them earlier in a walk-off field goal. So you already know the Giants are going to be looking to get back. But let me double check that record. I remember, if I can remember correctly, I believe that they beat the Giants on a walk-off field goal like 2 weeks ago. So the Giants are definitely going to be chopping at the bit to get their get back. And I honestly am going to go with the New York Giants here, bro. Brian Daboll, a really, really good coach, a candidate for Coach of the Year. Daniel Jones turning it on late, with his legs and making throws when he has to. Obviously, they don't have as nearly as much offensive firepower as the Minnesota Vikings have. And I could definitely see Justin Jefferson going off for $150 and 2 touchdowns, obviously. But I just don't see it, man. I don't at all. I feel like the Vikings magic is going to finally catch up to them because there were countless times where they just did not look like a 2 or 3 seed, man. I mean, yeah, they came back in the Colts game, but remember that first half, it was 33. It was like 30-0 going into halftime. They did not look good. And teams like New York, like Washington, like Seattle, like Detroit was chomping at the bit to get in this position that the Giants are in because they know the Vikings are very capable of being beat. And I think this weekend the Giants are going to prove that. It will be different if the Giants beat them in the regular season. Okay, I probably would have went with Minnesota, but for the simple fact that Minnesota plays the way that they play, and on top of that, the Giants lost to them not too long ago, so that sour taste is still in their mouth. I think Brian Davis is going to have his troops ready to rock and roll, and they're going to go into Minneapolis and actually beat the Vikings. So the Giants are going to advance to the next round. Next thing, we got Monday Night Football. You got the 5th seed Dallas Cowboys taking on the 4th seed Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm not going to lie to you, man. Dallas has not looked good, and they did not look good last week versus Washington. They haven't looked good like the last month. Have they been able to still find ways to win some games? Yeah, but the Jacksonville game, Dak didn't look good. The Washington game, Dak didn't look good. The Houston game for outside of that last drive, where they went down and they walked the Texans off, he didn't really look good like that. They've been struggling lately. With that being said. This team is still capable of beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, okay? Remember, the Bucs beat them the first week of the season. Dak Prescott went out, okay? So they're definitely going to be looking to get their get back, all right? That pass rush led by Micah Parsons, it may be hampered, okay, but he's still going to play. He's dealing with, I want to say, a growing and a broken hand. So he's not 100%, but he's still going to play. All right, so I would not be surprised if Dallas went into Tampa Bay and actually beat the Bucs. However, I don't see that happening. I don't care how much Tampa Bay has struggled all year long. I said if all Brady is looking to do is to get in the playoffs. Okay, if Tom Brady gets in the playoffs, it's all fair game. Okay, it's 0-0. They're not 8-9 anymore. All right, Tom Brady just wanted to get in the playoffs, and he did. Okay, and I honestly think this is where they're going to turn it on. All right, I think Tampa Bay is going to turn it on. They're going to beat the Dallas Cowboys, probably let's say 23-17. In a very close game. And I think the Buccaneers are going to beat them. All right. I just don't think Dallas is ready to finally conquer the beast, and that is getting over the first round hump. Like they always make it to the playoffs, right? But they haven't advanced since that Seattle victory. That's years ago. So I think the same thing is going to happen again like it did last year, is where Dallas is going to get knocked out of the first round again, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to move on. So there you have it. That is my wild card weekend preview and predictions. Leave your preview and predictions of each and every game down below in the comment section. As always, it's me and boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Enjoy the football this weekend. I'm out. Peace.
Cross me one time, that's gonna get you pop, get you driving.